Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. On Saturday, the 27th of April, Ruben Ishmael, a 19-year-old resident of Marshall, was formally arrested and charged for causing the death of Joseph Stanislas Pistol. Joseph Pistol was fatally shot at Cedars Castries back in March. He was allegedly shot whilst at his business place at Cedars. Ruben Ishmael was escorted to the 1st District Court, where he was remanded in custody on the charges. In other news, a local pilot is giving his full support to the island's Prime Minister on his decision to not lend financial aid to cash-strapped regional airline Liat. Sylvanus Joseph says Liat has faltered for far too long and financial bailouts are not the answer to the airline's problems. Rochelle Gonzalez tells us more in this report.
A local pilot is standing firm on the side of the island's Prime Minister Alan Chasney in relation to cash-strapped regional airline Liat. The PM made it clear that he will not budge on his stance of not lending financial support to the airline unless substantial changes are made. Speaking exclusively to Hot 7 News on Monday morning, Sylvanus Ernest said the PM is doing the right thing.
What the Prime Minister is saying, I'm not supporting Liat. I support the Prime Minister 100%. I support him. One of the things we have to realize is Liat have been there from 1974, and we cannot count on a finger how many times that a company have actually, say, make a profit. But every year, the governments have to be putting monies into Liat. One of the biggest problem we have, which we don't realize, Liat is the government's, and the government is Liat, right? I mean, if the governments really want to help Liat side of it, you need to watch at the taxes. I mean, I just came from Antigua twice last month, and the taxes are almost the same price with the ticket. If the governments really want to help Liat, what they would have done is to take out the charges, the charges, and let Liat charge just the price of the ticket.
Ernest, who is also an aircraft mechanic, said he has been opposed to the behind-the-scenes operations of Liat for over 20 years. He said although many have not liked what he has said in the past, the facts are the facts.
The Prime Minister is saying if they will not fix Liat, he will not put money into it. I personally believe that this is, look, it doesn't matter what amount of money you put into Liat, they will still come back and ask some money because nobody knows exactly what is going on in there, or nobody is interested in finding out where is the company money going. The monies that have been invested, when last have they carried out an audit in Liat to find out, look, we put $5 million US. Where is that money going? What have been done with the money? There is no interest, nobody to do a proper investigation on what is going on inside. So that is why every year we have to be putting monies into Liat.
The pilot said, on the other hand, the problem is bigger than the airline itself.
We have the ECCAA, the Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority, which I have been talking about, and no government, nobody seems to be interested in finding out what is going on, right? We have had other companies that have tried to start, and they cannot start because of the problems that they are going through with the same ECCAA. Because of what? Protecting Liat. We have a lot of problems. We have a lot. That thing is something that is bigger than we think. We should be able to sit down and have a proper discussion about that whole thing. I believe the best thing that should be done now is fix the problem. Fixing the problem is taking the governments out of Liat completely.
Ernest said in the cases of some of the prime ministers running Liat, their countries are almost bankrupt, and with that being the case, they are not fit to run the airline. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Thank you, Rochelle. The urban city communities within Castries North are earmarked for significant transformational activity in the coming weeks as part of the Castries North Vision 2020 development plan. This is the brainchild of Castries North MP Stevenson King and encompasses the enhancement of sports facilities, establishment of recreation spaces, infrastructure upgrades, and social development programs. The aim is to bring about human development, social upliftment, and community empowerment. In unveiling the bold agenda, the Member of Parliament said, quote, Vision 2020 will bring to fruition several incomplete, ongoing and new initiatives throughout Castries North that will further bolster the constituency towards attaining full status of municipality, end quote. The projects to be undertaken include the Bize Multipurpose Court, Community Center, and the restoration of the Bize Walk Children's Playground. Also, the Carolee Park and Multipurpose Sports Facility to include a community training swimming pool, a children's playground, and other amenities. Also, the Agard Recreational Ground upgrading project to include a further upgrade of the lighting system, fencing, and retaining structures to secure and protect the facility. And the Leclerc Playing Field upgrading project, Phase 2, which will include the completion of the fencing, a new lighting system, resurfacing of the field, and changing rooms. These are among a list of 13 projects planned by the Castries North MP. Now, the Castries North MP's ambitious list of 13 projects to be undertaken or completed in his constituency by 2020 should be great news for constituents, right? Well, we hit the streets to find out how they feel.
Well, my thoughts on it is, it's just a con man with a con plan. And you can fool some people, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. The people are seeing the light. People are realizing that only when it's coming close to elections, they come in, elections 2020, elections won't be too far. It's just a whole plot to just get the people's minds that he's doing something for them. Right now, there people are complaining. What they are complaining about is no work and no this, no that. But it's only few people get stuff from him. It's the same set of people he gives to do, like his job for his boys. So I don't really see where that's going to fit and how it's going to fit with everybody. But it's just a few, that just get a little benefit from whatever he wants to do. They should be looking for the massive crowd and looking for these that need, but it's not so in St. Lucia, So I see it as just a con man with a con plan.
What I'm really seeing, nothing not running in St. Lucia. St. Lucia just stuck. So I'm pleading to everybody, the Prime Minister, the government of St. Lucia, to help to get the young people get jobs to do. Thank you. Bye-bye.
If better have to come, better will come. But right now, it nothing there running already, so it's best we try and wait to see what will come in. If it come faster, better yet still. But to me, it's we have to wait and see what are they. Wait for the promises.
Do you find any projects for the youths that the minister want to come up with? Do you find it in your views?
Yes, I find it's a good thing, but some of the youths, they want to work, the youths don't want to do anything. You understand? Look at where I'm there doing a little mechanic. I don't have to do my mechanic by the road, and I'll walk across the road. How many of them are sit down there? Not one of them will say, okay, Skeki, let me take out the tire for you or whatnot. So even though he come with this project and whatnot, it's up to the youth. Some of the youths don't want to work. Not even the sporting, some of the youths really serious about, my boy. You understand? You go by the field there tomorrow and when they have football, all the youths just prefer to sit down by the road and smoke marijuana and stuff like that. You understand? It is a good idea for those that are interested. Those that are not interested in sports will not see it's a good idea. And that's just what it is. You understand? But right now, the football level die to a certain level, but still, the youths can take it on seriously. You understand? As I tell you back, some of the youths are not interested in working or nothing that's going to make them move forward. It's just easy life them train you looking for. And that is just what I have to say.
The faster it comes, the better for us, my brother. We can't be waiting for things. The faster it comes, the better, and that is just it.
We project are a bon project. C'est un bon bail à faire. Même qu'à apprécier.
Qui ça, donc, comme vous avez un bon chemin, vous avez petit bail, ça, il a fait, plus votre bao.
Moi, dis ça tout. Oui, il bon. Même qu'à apprécier, mais c'est qu'il toujours qu'à travailler pour aider tout le monde. Tout le monde.
Well, I think it's another cheap political strategy that maybe most politicians use, whether it be this politician or any other, that just before a general election, they come with all the little perks after ignoring people for an entire term of being there. So I mean, it's nothing new. It has always been there, and it's being done again. So Yes, they may come on back on infrastructure and these things. It's to get, a few people in the area to get employed, to think things are happening. And if they get into power, they wouldn't be doing anything for the next 4 years that they're in power until that fifth year comes. So, yes, I'm my intelligence has way surpassed these cheap political maneuvers. Blessed love.
There you have it. Those were the views of constituents regarding the 2020 vision plan of the Castries North MP, Stevenson King. The executive director of the St. Lucia Manufacturers Association, Paula James, says she is tired of hearing the complaints about local products being inferior to those that are imported into St. Lucia because it's simply not true.
St. Lucians need to also appreciate that all manufacturers, goods manufactured locally, are of a high quality, because all our large companies like the Vikings, the Barons, distillers, brewery, Crystal, they have to have a standard. And standards, I'm talking international standards, which is ISO, because a lot of them export all over the world. So that's one. Then all our smaller manufacturers need to also have either be HACCP compliant, which is a food regulation, that you must have proper health and sanitation wherever you do your product. So our products that are on the shelf, all of them have a standard. And when people used to say local products are not good, that's out the window, because we push every member that comes through the door to have a standard.
James says the local manufacturing sector is still adjusting to issues, including the need for government incentives to level the playing field in terms of cost of production and profitability.
We work very closely with the Ministry of Commerce. So they're presently looking at amending the incentives regime, not just for manufacturers, also for tourism. And that is something that we are part of in the discussion. So in the budget itself, there was nothing specific, because they have not finished with the amendments to the legislation. So we anticipate that will change in the next couple of months, because we are where they're looking at amending the legislations.
That was the executive director of the St. Lucia Manufacturers Association, Paula James. You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more news to come after the break.